everybody. The other day we watched The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. So Aiden, what's the plot of The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
After the events of the first movie that I don't remember, Ryan Reynolds, whose character name I don't remember,
Bert.
is on a vacation for therapy, and on his therapeutic vacation, the titular hitman's wife comes and says, "You need to help me save my husband, who is a hitman." And they go to save him, and they do some other stuff, and they kill some people. So Connor, what'd you think of the hitman's bodyguard's wife? Whatever the fuck.
Bodyguard. I don't know, but yeah, you did a good job describing the first 15 minutes of the plot. And then
nothing else happens.
Yeah, Spy Kids guy shows up, and then they're gonna nuke the fucking UK.
Yeah, who cares?
Or whatever. Okay, well, whatever. Sam Jackson and Ryan Reynolds have their charisma, but unfortunately the screenplay is unfunny. Severely unfunny. Horribly unfunny. I didn't laugh once.
Is an understatement.
The story is very weak. And that leaves the action, which is the third pillar of the story, and the action is serviceable. It's actually decent. But here's the main problem with this. There's so many times they do that cheesy trope of like the Odd Couple type movies where it's like, now I'm mad at you, and then they like walk off
the whole
dramatically.
fucking movie.
They do it like 9 times.
It happens every 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then the realization at the end is that they're really friends or something.
They're better than friends.
They're
They're family.
Friends. They're family. Like Vin Diesel and Fast and the Furious, they're family.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's one of those movies, but you know, Ryan Reynolds, he isn't a bad actor. He plays Ryan Reynolds that he does in every role, but just the jokes are so cringe and unfunny, which is kind of the danger with Ryan Reynolds. Like, you can have some funny jokes with Ryan Reynolds, and he can deliver them pretty well with his good charisma. He's basically like the other Paul Rudd, where it's like, yeah, you like the man's charisma, but he's just in a garbage role, which is like every role with Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
And Ryan is very much in a similar situation here. That said, Samuel L. Jackson is about as good as normal. The wife is just obnoxious. She's like the Jar Jar Binks of the Hitman universe. Hitman's wife, Hitman's Bodyguard universe. The first Hitman's Bodyguard I don't recall. And this movie I'm already having a tough time recalling.
She was apparently in the first one in some capacity. Don't remember what.
All I remember about that is at night they were having an argument in a swamp or something, and they were on a motorcycle at one point. And beyond that, God knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wish I had more to say. It's just like it's kind of just like a cringy movie. There's decent action, but the story is so fucking tropey and bare bones. There's not much to comment on. It becomes a basic spy movie. Like, if you're gonna make a raunchy comedy out of it, like, subvert some tropes and stuff, but instead it's just like the most Reddit swear happy. Like, all the fucking woman does is swears the whole time. That's her entire joke. And it's horrendously boring.
Jokes.
And Ryan Reynolds is like, I'm a pacifist, but then whatever, he's garbage. And I've already forgotten this movie, just like the first one. It's starting to escape my mind. I remember when I heard a Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, I said, that looks familiar. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's a sequel. And I saw the first one.
We reviewed the first one.
Ago.
We reviewed the first one.
And I'm sure my thoughts are unchanged. So here's my thoughts from the first video. Not all of them, just like a clip of something I say. Honestly, The Hitman's Bodyguard was mediocre. The action scenes were alright. The story was stupid. It just felt like a movie that'll be extra forgettable once Deadpool comes out, where Deadpool 2 is probably going to be done a lot better than this movie and on a better budget. Wow, look how similar my thoughts are to where I probably thought the The first one was unfunny, it had cool action, and the story was unremarkable. So, Aiden, what did you think of Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
Movie tries too hard to be edgy. There's constant swearing. There's a lot of blood. It feels like it's trying too hard, kind of like Rick and Morty, where it's like obvious that they're just like trying to be as shocking as possible, and it's not funny.
I feel like with the woman, a lot of it was improv. I feel like a lot of this movie was improv, like the 2016
Yeah, I'd be surprised if
Ghostbusters.
this shit had a script.
And like with the character, the Hitman's wife, the director's like, she's lewd, make a lot of swears, and that's what she did. Because every other word coming out of her mouth is fuck, but there's like no good reason for it, and it's not funny.
You know, I think we swear a lot on this program, but there's something to be said when I think a movie has far too much swearing.
Oh my god.
Like Sam Jackson's wife says the F word every 5 minutes. Sam Jackson says it every 5 minutes. You know, when I'm improv,
This
and
movie
I
has an
probably
R rating,
swear.
but there's not a second of blood in it.
Yep. Yeah, it tries too hard. It's the action is passable. It's not funny in the slightest. The plot literally could not matter less.
I think it's trying to be like a modern Rush Hour. It just kind of fails, like the buddy cop style.
Feels like it's
It wasn't like Rush Hour. Rush Hour is a funny movie. It's also action adventure buddy cop movie. This was just boring.
it feels like Ryan Reynolds
two
said
different worlds.
Marvel's taking too long to make Deadpool 3, so I'm gonna make my own Deadpool 3 where I don't have superpowers.
Well, Ryan Reynolds crunches out these Deadpool Reddit movies, and none of them really work. Like Deadpool,
Yeah.
the first Deadpool was kind of lightning
That
in
other
the bottle.
Ryan Reynolds
where-
movie that's coming out in a week.
Well, I mean,
Whatever
like
the fuck.
Free Guy. Yeah. Well, Deadpool was like, let's take an MCU movie and add swears, and it kind of worked.
Kind
I mean, it's not a good movie, but it's not terrible. I liked Deadpool.
functional.
And I watched Deadpool 2, and I was like, wow, this is sort of watchable. Who
I
knows
hated
where...
Deadpool 2.
Show Aiden's thoughts on Deadpool 2. I think we both said it was okay.
For a movie that tries to sell itself as like
It's okay, at least.
some grand parody of superheroes, it's really not a parody. It's just a normal superhero movie, but there's a scene where Deadpool puts his balls in his tiny baby dick comes out.
But maybe not. You know, the thing about the Deadpool movies is at least there's like something there. I felt like the idea was running thin by the end of the first one. But now Ryan Reynolds, and you know, get that cash, sis, you know, as they say. But, you know, I'm happy for the guy. But everything he makes is just shitty imitations of Deadpool until Deadpool time comes again.
More like Ryan Reynolds.
Because, like, Free Guys also just looks like Deadpool. But
Yeah,
with
it's Deadpool,
computers.
but GTA 5 in real life.
Bro, GTA 5 in real life, but Deadpool. Deadpool mod GTA 5 in real life.
Yeah. So yeah. Connor, would you recommend The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard?
No, I couldn't. It's... The action's bad. The story's bad. Just from a screenplay level, it's repetitive. It's tropey to its own tropes. It's cringe. It's not funny. I didn't laugh once. And yeah, I just couldn't recommend it less. I thought it was a really bland movie more than anything.
I'd recommend it if you find it in the red box and you've seen everything else in the red box, but you know, you're like somewhere where you don't have internet connection, like you drove out to Yellowstone and you're at like a gas station, like a 7-Eleven out by Yellowstone, but there's no like Netflix or service out there, and obviously you're not at home, so you don't have Wi-Fi, but you got like a portable DVD player in the car or something. Or maybe you have like a DVD player at the hotel.
If you want to watch some epic fun, in less than a week, Fast and the Furious 9 is coming out, and it's supposed to be epic.
Yeah.
The early reviews are in. They say it's epic, so I'm excited to watch.
Looking forward to it.
So I couldn't recommend this one less. It seems like such a filler dump to... It kind of feels like not to get on another tangent, but it kind of feels like a directed video type movie. Like if it wasn't for COVID, it almost
But
like it felt directed
some weird
video.
streaming shit then.
Oh yeah, like something
Netflix or,
Amazon Prime
actually-
would pick up and everyone would talk big game because they
Feels
watched
like
it
some
on their
kinda-
couch, but really it's garbage.
Feels like some kind of Hulu original.
Yeah, something. I feel like it's
Doesn't
more of
even
an
feel good
Amazon
enough to be
Prime. Like it
Amazon.
would fit in with those like Chris Pratt and Michael B. Jordan. Look, we got a big star from the superhero movies, but really it's just some crappy generic action movie.
Yeah.
So Aiden, would you recommend this film? This Hitman
No,
Wife
this movie-
Bodyguard?
No, this movie is trying way too fucking hard. Don't bother.
It's trying way too hard, but in none of the right places.
Yeah.
Like, next time try too hard on the fucking screenplay first. Fucking same plot as like a Kung Fu Panda movie or some shit, just with the swears added in.
Actually,
Fucking Madagascar, King Julian, and
more or less does have the same plot as the fucking Madagascar, if you really think about it. Or not Madagascar.
I was gonna say how.
It has the same. It has the same plot as Kung Fu Panda.
How? It's like a coming of age thing. They don't believe in him, but then he ultimately does it.
And
like
then
maybe it's
he
more
becomes
fair,
his
so-
real family at the end.
Oh yeah. So
Beats up his
basically,
dad or
any
something.
movie, any movie with
a lot
like
of movies.
with a off-kilter failure of a main character.
Yeah, like Rush Hour, Rush Hour 2,
Well,
Rush Hour 3 and 4. I've never seen Rush Hour 3 or 4, but
there's no fourth Rush Hour.
it's probably why I
We have
haven't seen
seen
it.
3. 3 is the one. 3 is the one we own on DVD as a kid.
Oh shit! I thought that was Rush Hour 2. Well,
No, Rush Hour
that
2
changes some things.